Hi there, this is K4A Knowledge for All educational videos channel. We are continuing with Scratch tutorials. We are continuing with learning Scratch blocks, and in this video we are going to learn how and when to use Scratch block which is named Go2 X and Y. These X and Y numbers, you can type them in on your own, but they represent coordinates in Scratch coordinate space, which I have explained in previous lesson, and I think I will maybe explain it here again just in a short. And that's it. Let's go to Scratch to see that in action. If you are confused with coordinate system, go back to the lesson I just have mentioned, so try to learn it that way, but I think I can explain it in short again, and maybe it will actually be easier and faster for you to understand. Okay, so let's do it. First of all, if we look at our stage, and it doesn't matter if we are into programming or not, every person who is watching the stage can see the cat, the green shape, the orange shape, and two buttons. And as in real life, those objects are in some kind of relations one to each other. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are more to the left, some are more to the right, and so on. In this case, we are going to concentrate on their position. That means position in space, and that again means which object is more to the left, which object is more to the right. If we watch our stage, we can say in simple words like, okay, cat is more to the left, it is close to the left edge of the stage, and orange shape, lava shape, is more to the right and close to the right edge. Same goes with concert button, it is more to the right, level button is more to the left, and they are both above the cat and the lava shape. And we have for the end we have the green shape, which is acid pond, and that shape is between the cat and the lava. Yeah, okay, this was pretty much easy and makes sense because we have a couple of shapes on the stage. But what if we for example hide the lava, and this is working slowly for some reason. If we hide lava and acid and buttons, so for now we just have cat on our stage. Again, we can say cat is to the left, but there is no other shapes, no other objects on the stage, so we can compare its position to the other shapes. So it's kind of harder to explain to someone else how much to the left or to the right it is, and it's for some kind of games it's necessary to define it really in details and in precise way. I will now select the stage tab here and go to the, and this is working really slow. Go to the choose a backdrop button and scroll to the bottom and pick this XY grid, just to show you this, which I have explained already earlier in coordinate system lesson, but let's do it again in short. So when I imported this backdrop, everything looks much easier to understand. Why? Because we see now how exactly how the Scratch sees the space and position on it in it. So for example, Scratch uses one vertical and one horizontal line to divide space in quadrants, in 4 blocks, and the vertical line is called y-axis, it is blue, and horizontal line is called x-axis, and it is colored orange. They intersect each other in this dot, which is numbered x0, y0, and that is coordinate beginning, and it is numbered with 0 and 0 because we start our measuring and we start to define position of every shape in Scratch comparing to that position. So if you go to the right from 0, 0, numbers will rise for x, so they go for 100, 200, and max is 240 to the right. And if you go to the left, they go into minus, they go lower, so they go minus 100, minus 200, up to minus 240. Same goes with y-axis. If you go to the top, the numbers rise from 0 to 180, and if you go to the bottom, they go lower up to the minus 180. So by defining space in this way with numbers and their positions, so we can define every position for every shape and every sprite for our game or any kind of application and game. That will help us for some precise games. Maybe you will never use it, but it's better to know it because it makes you much more better programmer, and you can do much more complex game later. And this coordinate system is exactly is used in other game engines and is used in mathematics and so on, so it's good to know it. Okay, so what are we going to learn today? Today we are going to learn this block go to XY, and that is one of the motion blocks. It is fifth from the top, so click and drag and drop it to the cat. And yeah, if you see that block now, it in my case it says minus 180 for X and minus 140 for Y. In your case that may differ a little bit, it doesn't matter, don't worry. But what that represents? Well, if you look at our stage, you can see that cat is in the bottom left quadrant, bottom left block. So for that block, X is in minus and Y is in minus, as our numbers represent here. So everything works fine so far. But if I click and drag the cat, look at the numbers in this block here. They will going to change. When I release the cat, numbers are changed. Why? Because the cat has changed its position in Scratch stage, in Scratch space. So that position, as we said before, that position is defined by X and Y numbers in on X and Y coordinate system, and now that those numbers are changed, so now Y is in plus and X is in minus. Why is that? Because we are still on the left part of the coordinate system, and on the left X is in minus and Y is in plus if you're in the top quadrant, top left. Let's go to the top right quadrant, top right block, and I'm going to release this cat now and try to guess what kind of number we will get here. I think it will be positive and positive. Yeah, we have positive number 135 for X and 95 for Y, and if we drag and drop it to the bottom right corner, it will go minus for the Y and plus for the X. Okay, that's all great. Let's now just show our acid and lava and buttons. And this one, and drag the cat again back to the position where it was earlier. Something like this. Okay, so I want my game to start with the cat in position like this, and I can see that numbers are changed again. That's because every time we change the position of our cat, the X and Y will change in these blocks here, and also in these fields here under the stage where you have X and Y, because those two should be same. Okay, so before using this block, let me show you why I'm going to use it here, and when and why you are going to use it in your games. Well, for example, the fastest and maybe most stupid way to explain it, but it will I hope it will be clear, is that when you start your game, for example, I started here and now play it for a while, it works, cat goes green and disappears, right? And here it says nothing, and when it goes on lava it goes red and says, ouch, this is lava, and that's all cool and working nice. But for example, if someone plays your game and stops your game here, like, okay, I don't want to play this game, it's stupid or whatever, I don't like it or don't have time to play it, and stop it with a stop sign, and then after 5 or 10 minutes or 5 or 10 days or so on comes again and wants to play it again to see if something is better now and changed, and he starts the game, what will happen? Where the cat will start from? Well, the cat will start from where we have left her. Why? Because that's how we coded her, that's how the Scratch works, that's how the Scratch sees it, and because we have never told the Scratch, hey, when the game starts, I want my cat to excuse me, I want my cat to start from the left or to the right or to the top and so on. We never defined that, but let's just examine if this is true. Okay, I have started the game and the cat is in the bottom right corner. That's where we have left her when we last played her. Same goes with any position on the screen. If I stop the game here, okay, the game is stopped, started now, the game is started in the lava. I don't want that. I want the cat to I want the cat to start from this position, as I said before. I want the cat to start from this position, as I said before. And how are we going to use it? Well, that's where this new button, a new Scratch block, go to XY, comes in handy. And as you can see, the good thing about it is that every time you change your position of your character, the one you are coding, the X and Y will follow it. As with these fields here, the same values should be here on those motion blocks where we have X and Y. And my Scratch is falling apart, obviously, I don't know why. Probably too many tabs open in Firefox. Anyway, okay, so my cat is now on position X minus 177, and for the Y it's minus 105. That's what it's written here, and that's what it's written here under the stage. Great, that's where I want my cat to start. So just how to put it in my Scratch code, how to explain the Scratch that I want to start the game with that position. Well, it's really simple. As we said before, just use your common sense, common logic and brain, and think about it, how Scratch reads this code. Scratch, as we said before, Scratch reads this code from top to bottom. So it goes from when green flag clicked, if that is our start of the game, and it is, I am telling the Scratch to put the cat on the front layer. Okay, that's cool. That's still what I want to do. And what else I want to do? Well, I want to say to Scratch to put the cat to the position X minus 177 and Y minus 105, which is the position on which cat is now. Okay, and then you check if the cat is touching the color, if the cat is touching green color, orange color, and so on, and do that forever. So now let's start our game and see if this works. This worked as before, and this is also working, but I have glitches because my computer is dying. Okay, when I stop the game now, it will stay like this, but when I start the game now, because I have told the Scratch here, go to minus 177, minus 105, Scratch cat should jump to this position to the left. Let's see if it will work. Wham, yeah, it works great. So one of the usage for this button for this Scratch block is, as I have just shown you, to start your game every time with the player in the same position. For example, Super Mario never starts, I don't know, at the right or in some sky or in some water or something like that. It always starts on the same position on the ground to the left and so on. So you can use this block to define that, but you can also use it for some other games like, I don't know, chess and so on, where you have chess board and chessboard pieces. So you can say, okay, first 8 pieces, pawns go to those positions, put them on, then other chess pieces goes on other, and so on. You can define it precisely. We will use this block for something, some other backdrops and stages, and probably when I go to the concert, I would like my cat to be yeah, we can do it right now to show you the difference. Yeah, so when cat is on the concert, first of all I want to define what I can see that I am having these two shapes, acid and lava, on the concert stage. Let's define that. Let's program that. I don't want them to be visible on the on the concert stage. And if you have followed our previous lesson, you can do it on your own. You should be able to do it on your own. You should be able to know how. If not, follow me. I'm going to the events, and what do I want to do? Well, when cat enters the concert stage, I want the lava to hide, to be invisible. So when backdrop switches to level concert, I want you to hide. just like that, and it works. Same goes with the green shape. When backdrop switches to level concert, I want you to hide. Is it working? Let's click it. Yeah, works. Okay, so far so good, but let's see on the cat. I have to zoom out a little bit to see if I maybe already have something like that here. Now we have the guess the number game here, left and right arrow, and so on. Okay, we don't have this case here, so we have to define it now. No problem. Let's first say out loud what do we want. Well, when cat enters the concert stage, that is this event button here. When backdrop switches to level concert, I want my cat to do what? I want my cat, if you look at the stage now, you can see that the cat is actually stage diving on those people's heads. It's like it's walking on the crowd, on the people, and we don't want that. Maybe you want that, I don't know, but for me I'm going to drag it here probably and see how those X and Y position have changed. So let's just drag and drop, go to X and Y, and that's it. But what kind of the problem I will have now? When I get back to the level 1, cat will stay in which position? In this, right? Because we have never told her to go back, but that will maybe we will fix it later. So far so good, not bad, because when I click on the green button to start the game again, cat will hop to the bottom left as we said, which is cool. But what the problem we have now, we have lava not showing, so we have to define that again. So and I apologize if this is slow and looks stupid, but that's how games are made. You have to define all of the possible cases for your game and for all of your objects. So what do I want here? I want to say to the Scratch, when backdrop switches to level start, I want you to show the lava, and when it goes to the concert, hide it. That's it, and that's it. Same for the acid. When backdrop switches to what? Level start, I want what? I want acid to show. It works, and let's just test it again, just for a short, and see if everything is okay now. Okay, so I have started the green flag. This works. This works. I will now click on the concert button, and if everything is alright, we should have cat snap to the little bit to the left and the top, and green and green acid and lava disappear. Yeah, great. So this is, and when I go back to the level 1, cat will stay in this position. which is more or less okay for now. I don't want to lose your time more than this, and mine too. So if you want to change anything else, change it. No big deal. I will leave it like this for now and stop this lesson here, and we will continue with learning other stuff and other Scratch blocks in next videos. For now, for this lesson, I think it was more than enough. Okay, so hope I see you in next videos. Bye for now.